What is up, boys? We're going to be going over today's price action. I took 2 trades. I think I'm up around $600 on the day. We went 2-0, so we won both trades. And yeah, we're going to go over the trades, go over the price action. And yeah. Let's just switch this. Alright. So, first trade was an absolute banger. Let's look at the higher time frame and see how we came to the conclusion of taking this first long. So, we open up the charts this morning and we have this daily gap that we're kind of floating above. Obviously, it's probably going to come down and get hit before we hit this daily gap. And what I really wanted to see is just how we would react off of hitting it. We also have some 4-hour lows that were in there. We had this one right here. This one I don't feel like is as prominent because it's nestled in with all of these lows. We have this one. So we have all of these price points where our price is most likely going to come down and hit because we have strong draws there, and we want to see if price flushes through those or has a reaction back up off of them, depending. And that is going to depend on, that is going to tell us if we're going to take longs or shorts. We also have this 1-hour gap right here. So I really didn't want to make a decision if I was going to take a long or a short until we came all the way down through all this. And then we have NWOG right here. If we had a bullish reaction off of this 4-hour and sweeping those 4-hour lows and we came back up towards this 4-hour high, I would look for a continuation higher to here or here. But we didn't. So that's how you have to be like adaptive on what price is giving you. Anyways, longs did not play out like we thought they would, but they did after we came down and touched the new week opening gap, which was not filled yet, by the way. So it's a very, very strong draw when the new week opening gap is not filled. All right, so let's see what happens. We're dumping. We don't get a 5-minute retrace or anything until right here. And this is actually where I took my first long. We had this unfilled 5-minute gap right here. As you can see, I mark it out. Bang. We tap NWOG right here. So this is going to be our key level. And then we are watching now for either bullish order flow to be disrespected or respected. If we're making our bias off of the 4-hour and 1-hour, we are watching to see if 5-minute and 15-minute order flow is being respected. And it clearly is not here. I actually entered in the trade beforehand. I entered in right at 9:48. So let's see. This candle opens up 2 minutes after I enter my trade. So we actually had 2 unfilled 5-minute gaps. Mark one out. Mark the other one out. Okay, yeah. So I took my trade after that gap opens. But anyways, I was managing my position on the 1-minute chart, so I did not see that. But I still would have taken the same trade. Already in the trade, if a new gap opens, we are still targeting the unfilled one, especially because we've dumped so much and we are expecting a retrace off of this. This is a clear manipulation leg right here. We have our key level. This series of down close candles is the manipulation leg that is taking out our key level. Then we want to see a move back up through a bullish fair value gap, disrespecting bullish order flow. And that's exactly what we got. It was a 1 minute, and I marked it out right here. We enter on the close of the candle that inverses it. So if we're floating above that gap, I'm literally just watching. As soon as the new candle opens up, I'm pressing enter, and I actually went break even as soon as we hit this. I went break even as soon as we hit either the 2 minute gap or the 3 minute gap. Yes, it was the 2 minute gap. 3 minute. No, yeah, 3 minute. 3 minute gap right here. I went break even off hitting that because there really was not the best internal high. This technically was the top of the manipulation leg, and it lined up with the 3 minute. So that is why I used it as my break even. So we went break even right there. And I actually did wait for the candle to close before going break even. So at that point I moved my stop up, then we flushed right up to TP. And I could have targeted a little bit higher, maybe this unfilled 5 minute gap up here, or I could have targeted the 15 once it formed. But the reason why I'm taking this, and obviously I could have taken this and taken the trade all the way up to here and made a lot more than I did, but this is the most high probability setup. This is what I focus on trying to get every day. It's what I find consistency in, and what I am trying to find further consistency in. So that is why. So we then have another setup right here. We get this 5 minute candle close inside this 5 minute gap. Usually this isn't what we want to see, but we have been getting sloppy candle closes recently. I talked about it in the other trade recap that we did recently. And it usually happens with almost like an SMT. So on NQ, we're just like kind of lagging, not really putting out clean aesthetic price action. But if you look over here, we do the same thing, but there's no 5 minute gap. We kind of sweep out that 5 minute candle's low, which was into a 2 minute gap or a 1 minute gap, I forget. There might not have been one. Yeah. But yeah, the candle closure on the 5 minute is very sloppy, but once we see a very obvious distribution out of that retrace, like this right here, that is when we can enter in. I was watching this and I was ready to take this with extra contracts. That's how confident I was in it, because we had the unfilled 15 minute above that had not been tapped yet right here. And the reason why we're not able to take this is because I did not feel confident enough to take the 30 second, which your trade would have looked like this right here, which would have been a pretty awesome trade. And you could have went break even like literally as soon as we got this candle close. But yeah, I didn't have enough confidence in that, so I wanted to wait for a 1 minute, 2 minute, or 3 minute. This 1 minute close was good, but the R was just so bad, so I wanted to see if it would come back down. Highest time frame was 3 minute, I think. This 2 minute was pretty valid if you wanted to maybe sacrifice some of your stop loss or extend your take profit, but then I'm guessing you would have targeted right here, you would have got edged and then get break even. So the 3 minute was definitely the most valid inverse to take, but we took the internal high, leaving you with a really bad risk to reward, not able to target the draw that we were intending on targeting. So I skipped that trade, did not take it, and then we kind of just come back down through here without really making any pullbacks, retraces, so we aren't able to get a chance of catching a reversal back down. But what I did get to catch was a 15-minute continuation. So what happened was we came Back up, you can see the hourly candle took out liquidity. 10 a.m. opened up, manipulated up into this area right here, this bullish candle. You can kind of like think of that as like a just a supply, or no, demand. I don't know. I don't trade supply and demand, but that's how you can think of like that order block. And we reject out of there super, super good. You could have entered on this inverse right here, went break even on this 1 minute gap. You would have held it all the way down to the bottom. But I wasn't convinced that we were going to go all the way down yet. I saw that this high didn't get taken, so I thought maybe we were engineering liquidity. We're going to manipulate into a 5 minute gap and then shoot back up. We have this 5 minute gap right here and this 5 minute order block. We came down, closed this 5 minute gap, tapped this order block. I was watching, tried to see if we would get a turtle soup play, inverse back up, but we didn't. We respected this 1 minute gap and flushed below it. So we kind of got a CISD right there, and I entered shorts right here. My stop loss was at the top of the 5 minute gap because I wasn't sure if we were going to respect 5 minute order flow or not. Could have put my take profit at the bottom of the new week opening gap, but to be safe, I put it at the CE because sometimes we don't go all the way down and fill the whole gap. And yeah, we get the main confluence to this trade is the 5 minute inverse, but my entry was a 1 minute CISD. My condition was seeing if we were going to inverse this gap or not, but we respected it and flushed back below this low. So I entered on this candle right here, closing, and I actually added a contract once we flushed below this and got another CISD. And I went break even right here. Full TP right there. Awesome trade. Yeah, super happy with today. Yeah. Alright, so that's going to be it. If you guys are still watching, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. It helps bring in more viewers. Obviously, I want to be reaching as many viewers as possible, and it will make me happy. So leave a like if you took longs today. Leave a comment if you took shorts today. And do everything if you overtraded, blew your funded account, I mean your eval, bought another one, and blew that one too. Because I know there's someone out there that did that today. There's gotta be. Alright, so that's gonna be it. God bless and have a good rest of your day. Peace.